Hello, my beautiful African people. Welcome back to Hell and Ride YouTube channel. Today, I'm gonna revisit the old video I did about beefing between African Americans and Africans, and between some Africans and South Africans. I'm gonna go deep into the root of this beef, this complaint, or this friction between these two. It should be one community, but it is what it is. Two communities now. I think why the African Americans, some of them are pissed off about the Africans, immigrants in America, and some Africans in South Africa, is because some African immigrants, especially men, they always say that African Americans are lazy. They don't want to work and make money. Because to them, it's all about work, and serving the dominant society. Some of our Africans, this is our mentality, And when they come from Africa, and the only thing in their mind is to work, serve their masters. So when they come and they believe, some of them believe that, working hard means you have to work for one company or the other and wake up early in the morning and come back by 7 p.m. in the evening. 6 days or 7 days a week, just chasing money. And when they see that other people doesn't want to live this life, which is not the best life, because when you look at the Chinese or the Asians in Africa, they don't go to Africa to work. They go to Africa to establish business. This is what Africa should be doing when they travel abroad, But because of corruption, of course, in Africa, things are not the way it's supposed to be. They are leaving their country, coming to the West to work as a way of life, And most of them are stuck in this way of just working, making money. There's never be enough for them, and they don't. The idea of owing something is not in their mind. So when they see some other people that they don't wanna, they think they're doing other stuff in their own. They think that these people are lazy, and this happens in South Africa, in America. You see some of our black people, Africans, men. Our women doesn't talk this way. It's mostly some of our men that come and start saying that some black Americans are lazy. But is there truth in saying they are lazy? There is no truth there. Let me give you an illustration in terms of sports, because for someone to compete and win in a sport, you have to put on hard work. Have you seen an African that won in athletics 100 meters in the world? We haven't seen it. But we see a lot of African American won this trophy. It means hard work. Without hard work, you can't win. So the idea of saying this that they're lazy is rubbish. They're not lazy. And our people should, the Africans, I'm an African, this is a sensitive issue. You come from you're running from your country because people that resemble you are not doing well. Because if they're doing well, you shouldn't be coming to the West to work. You should just come as a holiday. And when you come and you see some people, you don't understand their situation, start to talk about how lazy they are. This is wrong. We shouldn't be using this type of causing trouble. But the only problem I have with some African Americans or South Africans is that when they see some Africans, some of them, not all of them, maybe few of them, they think that we think the same way as other Africans. Africans are just the Africans think the same box. It's not true. Most of Africans we love African Americans. Even when I was back home, I like African American people. Even when I travel abroad, I still like them. Not everybody, but some African American, they just have this kind of because they have bought into this type of beefing or complaint or friction, and when they see an African, they believe that this is their enemy. But I don't think most of Africans are enemies, because who is going to benefit from these Africans and African Americans beefing or friction? The only people that will benefit is our enemies. Now we have common enemy that that is trying to pull us down. Even they're doing it in the West, and they're doing it in Africa as well, because most of African natural resources are being tapped, are being taken from people that doesn't resemble Africans. I don't care if they're Russian or European or India or China. This is the people that are in control of our natural resources in Africa. So, but instead of us to find a way to get these people, get these people not to cheat, take our natural resources and pay us peanuts. We are beefing with our own brothers and sisters. And besides, because when we talk about African Americans and their history, I think the Africans should be so very sensitive, because, according to the history, how some of our ancestors believe what they did to their forefathers that brought them to America. Even though I think that some of the stuff they talk about our ancestors, how we did about this in this dark time or dark period, I don't think our forefathers, some of them are guilty of this stuff, and some of our forefathers that helped in this slave trade, some of them are wicked people. They're not part of the community. They're like criminals, but just because they have power, just like what we have in Africa today, the political structure we have in Africa today. Some of them are just so powerful that they can do anything they want with the resources of Africa, and they get away with it because they're strong. But not everyone in Africa, even if they get in this position of power, they will do this stuff we see with our politicians. Some of them work with our enemies to bring our people down, to make sure that our people never rise. So I think most of the Africans that I see that always talk about this lazy about other African American or the South African men are lazy. I think some of them are from West Africa. If I'll be precise, I'll be honest. So I think we should stop saying this, that these our brothers and sisters are lazy. They are not lazy. If you were in their shoe, you will not do better than them. And working, always finding some companies owned by people that doesn't resemble you to work every day is not even a smart move. A smart move is when you find a way to own something, own your own company. Even if you can't own that company in the West, you can go to Africa and start from there, because most of the African richest man doesn't live in the West. Or the richest black man, he doesn't, his companies, I don't think have any company in the West. So it's not about working hard, it's about smart working, working. Make sure that you do stuff in a smart way, not just working every day early in the morning and coming back late. There's no life in this. And our people have been conditioned to do that. But when we look at other groups, like the Indians, they don't do that. Even here in UK, the Indian community, like some of them, they own their own company and they employ their people, and they make sure that when they are giving contracts, like when you look at construction, some Indian companies have construction companies. Some Indians have construction companies which they employ their people, and they get contract from their people as well. You see, their money is circulating within their community. But here in UK, you don't see an African company, an African man company, like in construction or in any other stuff that can employ their people. Make sure that they get money from their community, because when we get money, when we work hard, as we say, we work hard, which I disagree, and make this money, we go and spend it in other community. Like even the African food we have here in London, people that sell our own food is the Asians, the Indians and Pakistan and the Arabs. You don't see most of our African brothers and sisters selling our own food, the food we eat. And this food comes from Africa, it doesn't come from India. We should own our food, but we don't. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and help us to grow, and like our videos. Peace.